And are we just waiting? Oh yeah. Here they
There
are.
they go.
Yeah, so the game starts with a small 18 or 90-second unskippable cutscene before we can actually start playing the game. And the game is a 2D Metroidvania platformer. So at the start we can roll, we can jump, we have a melee attack and a ranged attack. We'll get some more movement options later in the run, and we'll also get special items that will change how we do boss fights and similar.
Yep.
And
one great thing about the roll is that not only is it the best way of movement, but it was intended as a sort of dodge roll. So when you're doing it all the time, not only are you moving as fast as possible, but you're also going through enemies, which can reduce damage taken and obviously knockback from damage taken.
Yeah. And also one thing to note is that sometimes you'd see the runners roll in the air, and that is done by rolling and jumping at the same time. So you get the speed of a roll, but you get the vertical movement of a jump. They are too close right now. Like their movement is so good and polished.
Nhan, though, taking a little bit of an early lead, if only by like a second.
Yeah, this first area, the Grove, has a lot of imps, and how they behave is random. So you can't just do the same inputs every run and hope and think that it will work. You will have to adapt to what the imps are doing.
I think I'm watching the same stream right now if they didn't have
money
count.
Yeah, it seems like that sometimes. It's insane.
Speaking of money counts, we do need 80 by the end of this area. So with 3 chests routed into this first part of the run, we do have an ample amount. We see 84 and 90.
Yeah. And now we're on the first boss. There is a quick kill that they will both attempt to do, where if you release your arrows on with a certain timing, you will instantly kill the boss, and we'll see how it works. Nhan being very unlucky with the boss dancing. Doublestop gets the quick kill.
Oh.
Nhan did not get the quick kill, but a good thing about failing that quick kill is that the pearl at the end of Dia's body is a weak spot, so she takes extra damage whenever you hit it.
Yep. And so Doublestop moving into the city here. We need the 80 money that we got in the chests to buy the Crystal Seed, which is an item that we can use to up our attack. Items in this game have a really cool mechanic where when you hit a save point, they replenish, kind of like like HP would. So you don't have to buy a ton of the same item to use it multiple times.
Yeah, it works pretty much like Estus Flask in Dark Souls, in that when you rest. Okay, but yeah, then they just refresh whenever you rest at the bell or at the save point.
And now we have Doublestop actually equipping some items before the battle with Mocha here. So Mocha is awful, first off. Jumps very randomly. And the reason that item is important is because when we beat the boss, we got Adea's Pearl. And that actually is an item that is pretty interesting. So in order to get it, it adds a poison effect to your arrows, which you see them using here to poison the bosses, which slowly deals damage, which is great. Like, you see Lubella just going down way easily, that poison only helping. And as you're going to see with an item they're about to get from this boss, to get Adea's Pearl, you actually have to beat Adea without taking damage at all. And you see there the Bachman patch is another one of those items. Ooh, non-killing Lubella mid-dive. So it actually comes into a lot on how you fight the bosses, because you can play really risky, like you saw a lot of things going on in Mocha. However, if you take damage, you're either going to have to retry from your last save or just accept a lot of time loss. Yeah,
the items you get from killing a boss without taking any damage or getting hit, most of them are extremely powerful for the speedrun and help us a lot. There are 2 bosses you can get hit on. The final boss, because by that point we don't care about any items, And the one boss, which the item she drops is only for healing, so we don't care about it. Yeah, and most of the strategies are tied directly to the boss items you get. So if you miss one, the strategies you can do or will have to do the backup strats are often you often don't practice for them, and they are slower. So now they are moving through the subterranean graves area. It's an area where we have some underwater movement. So when you're underwater, you can sort of swim or like jump infinitely, but you move slower and you fall slower, but your roll is the same speed. So you want to try. It's especially important to roll as much as possible in this area. And they're both making a small detour in order to grab the garden key, which we need to unlock the next area after this one. And all of these spikes that you see, if you touch them, you will instantly die, even on easy difficulty as we're playing. So if you make a big, or it can be even a small mistake by rolling or a slightly missed jump, and you will fall into spikes and lose a lot of time. And right now, Doublestop is moving towards the third boss of the run, Frida. Frida is not a very difficult boss, but she can be quite evil with her RNG. She has one attack where she teleports, and when she teleports, you can't attack her, so you do lose a bit of damage.
We also forgot to mention the attack that Lubella has, where she kills your internet, but don't worry about that one.
Oh yeah, they should. They're good enough to avoid that attack, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm not, however. So sorry about that.
Oh, Nhan being very unlucky with the teleports on Frida here. Oh, I feel for Nhan. That was some very bad luck.
Yeah. Now, oh, died off screen. I didn't even notice what was happening.
Yeah, if Frida dies to poison while she's in her teleport state, I believe she's just positioned to the left near the exit there, because that is where her item drops.
I mean, it puts the item in a good spot, at least.
It is actually quite a risky spot, because if you accidentally roll out the room and exit without picking up the item is lost forever.
Oh, that's... And the item that we just got, the sparse thread, pretty good item. One of the main combat ones that we're gonna be using a lot. So, good to have.
Yeah, so Edea's Pearl was a poison effect. The Bachman Patch was the item you saw at the beginning of the Frida fight, which summoned a lot of blocks that just fell from the sky. Yeah, the squares. And the Sparse Thread does a AoE explosion around you, which does a fair chunk of damage. And there's also one item... Oh yeah, we're coming up, or Doublestop is coming up to the refight against Lubella. And let's see if he gets any dives. Okay, he gets a laugh, that is okay. And then he gets an attack. So he got good RNG on Lubella too.
Yep.
No dives. And let's see how it goes for Nhan.
Did get poisoned, fortunately. Oh no, that's a dive. So dives take about 12 seconds from you every time they happen.
Yeah. And now, Doublestop is at the best part of the run, when you can be a cat. The cat is smaller, it can squeeze through narrow gaps, it's faster, and I am pretty sure it jumps higher as well.
I think so, yeah.
And one thing with the cat is... One thing with the cat is that rolling is still faster, but the cat roll animation has a recovery animation at the end of it. So in order to get rid of that, you always do roll jumps while in cat form and cancel the recovery animation with a melee attack, which gives you higher speed than just running irregularly.
Yep. So you're gonna see a lot of cat usage, basically.
Yeah,
but one thing you may notice is after Lubella 2, we actually didn't get an item. The item is actually the only one from a boss that we don't need in the run. So we don't need to worry about that. But we also didn't get one of those crest fragments like we did at the end of the Frida fight. We're going to fix that soon.
Yeah. Yeah, so they... in the game, our goal right now is to gather 4 crest fragments in order to unlock the castle. So we're just going around and gathering the crest fragments. But we actually need the cat form in order to get one of the fragments, and that is why we go there. And you saw Doublestop right now just enter a room and immediately exit it. That is because in that room there is a bell. And when you enter that room, you registered that bell for warping later. So that means when he gets the fragment that allows him to warp, he can just warp straight there instead of having to backtrack throughout the game. Here we have one of the very easy mini bosses. Just 2 uses of the sparse friend and he's down. And okay, one of the items, or one of the things we haven't mentioned yet, is there is a hidden item, the fairy, which is spawned by inputting the part of the Konami code. And it's a small fairy that spawns laser beams across your screen, which they are random, but on some bosses they can do quite a bit of damage and help you out. And it works like any other item in the game, in that it refreshes every time you hit a save point.
So now there's this little small area back in the grove. I'm not going to try pronouncing the name of it, but you're going to see Doublestop going to go up here, and hey, look at that. It's a second crest fragment.
Yeah. So each of these 4 crest fragments give you a power when you grant them, or grab them. The one from Frida allows you to charge up your arrows faster. And the one they just picked up allows them to warp from every bell, and then you can teleport to certain bells. Yeah, and now it's time to go to the incendiary chambers and go and fight the heretical arsonist.
Yeah.
The heretical arsonist is also one of the more difficult fights in the run. Because she has quite a lot of health, so your items don't really... They speed up the fight, but it's still a long fight after the items. And you can quite easily make mistakes that will lock you in place and don't allow you to dodge the attacks.
Yeah, she's a bit chaotic of a fight. Especially with the teleports, you can kind of, again, as you were saying, kind of get cornered by her. Yeah, very good fight there, Joe.
Yeah. A small detail with this fight is that you want to end the fight as far to the right as possible, and you want to stand as close to Calf, the female knight helping you. Because Calf wants to speak to you and she needs to run to you in order to speak to you. So you want to minimize that distance, and you also want to be close to the right because that is where you're exiting.
So where Nhan did the kill is really good. If you'd done it a little bit faster, would not have had to have Cat dash a bit to the right, and would have been basically perfect on how you want to kill the arsonist, but that was still a really good fight from both.
And the power they got now is to air dash. And Doublestop is now at the Crazy Cali. Ooh, this is some very good cat RNG. 2 black cats, 3 white cats, and 2 yellow cats. That's a very good spread of cats.
They're all good cats.
So they just Doublestop just picked up a key that will give us access to another part of the monastery where one of the best bosses in the game exists. She's in the speedrun. She's a very easy boss, but casually, when you don't have all the items they have, she can be a very scary boss.
Yeah, Fennel here is a great boss. And in the run, as you're gonna see, with the help of your items, goes down in a flash.
Yeah, a lot of the bosses in this run get absolutely obliterated by the items and the strats we use.
But I believe Fennel just actually has, like, a pretty small health bar compared to some other bosses. Like, health bars are the same size on the screen, but, like, in terms of how much the health is actually worth, I think Fennel's is fairly small.
Yeah. So now they have grabbed the final fragment and can get access to the Royal Pinecone City.
Yep.
And the last fragment gave them the power to charge up their arrows 1 level more.
You're gonna see that like twice, probably.
Yeah, it just allows him to do a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
So the Royal Pinecone City is one of the areas that, like, it's one of the most beloved areas in the game because it has some really good platforming, a good mixture of cat and Kaho movement. Kaho is the girl. Yeah, and it's just overall a fun area to move through.
Yeah. Another great thing about the Pythagorean theorem is actually one important thing you have to do in the run. So if you've ever played this game yourself, you might have gotten a bad ending. Despite many people probably saying that, hey, bad ending should probably just, like, be a thing. In this game, we actually decided that, hey, you're gonna need the good ending. So you saw them go out of their way for an item called the Sealed Wind, which we're going to see used a bit later. Oh. That's a new one.
Yeah, so Doublestop is at one of the most inconsistent fights, because the first phase of that fight, the boss can roll, and that roll has invincibility frame, so if you decide to roll several times in a row, you can fail that strat. But yeah,
fortunately, it went very well for Doublestop, and out of that fight, you get a great item in the heavy arrows, which up your... Oh, and it looks like Nhan might not be taking the heavy arrows. They only save about 15 seconds, I believe. So, usually if people don't get them first try, they'll just take the 15 seconds on the final boss. But it's very unfortunate.
Yeah, Nhan had a... Oh, and now Doublestop used the Bachman patch in order to hit a lever that was above screen, out of screen. And it will unlock a ladder to the right, which is a shortcut through the castle. Usually you have to go around the castle in a round trip, but you can just use the Bachman patch in order to skip it. And now you see Doublestop upgrading, or he's dipping his leaf in tea in order to power it up, so that it can better expel the corruption that is spreading throughout the kingdom.
That'll let us get the good ending and also make our melee attacks stronger. So it's a nice upgrade to have.
Yeah.
It also makes our attacks green, which is a nice color.
Yeah, definitely. And here we have confirmation that Luigi is better than Mario.
Yeah. As if you need confirmation.
True, true. Yeah. And sadly, with the skip we have, the shortcut that we unlock, the final area is actually pretty short. And there's Calf. Say hello to Calf.
Bye.
She was just resting after traveling through the castle. And now Doublestop is on the final mini-boss of the run, the Clone Angel. As the name implies, she summons clones of herself, and you have to figure out which is the correct one, and then kill it. Which, yeah, in the speedrun, once you identify the correct one, it goes incredibly fast.
Yeah. The chain of missive that we got from Fennel, I didn't explain it, but we did see it used. It takes a quarter of your max health, and as a replacement, it ups your attack temporarily by 100%. So it's a great bit of power that you're going to see a lot in the later game. And you get it.
Yeah.
And so now we have Doublestop heading into the final boss.
Yeah, and he's on a very good pace. I'm seeing people in chat say it's a 21:34 pace, but I think since they are a bit behind, I think he might have lost a bit of time. And yeah, the Queen fight is, if you are as good as these guys are, you can do it completely consistently. It's a fight without RNG, because the start attacks in each phase is always the same. So if you do it correctly, you can always get the same attacks. And there, Doublestop finishes with a 21:36, which is an extremely impressive time. I believe the current world record is 21:9. No, I'm not going to. I do not know what the current world record is.
That's an interesting strat. Is that like the no heavy arrow backup? Is to use the patches on phase 2?
Yeah, patches on phase 2 is standard when you do not have the heavy arrows.
Yeah, I actually have not gotten around to learning no heavy arrow backups, so. Oh no. That is not a good thing for Nhan. Taking a death right at the end of the fight.
Yeah. If you don't have the heavy arrows, this fight is actually quite scary, because you can only take one hit. I think you can take only one hit before you actually die, because the Tainted Missive removes in total half of your health. So you don't have that much health left after that, even if you're playing on easy. So yeah, if you get hit once, you die anyway. Let's see if he can finish the fight this time. And this time Nhan manages to do it with a 23:38, which is a very good time.
Absolutely. Alright, we're gonna get another race room up, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna prepare for the second race. So If anyone has any questions in chat, now is a good time to ask them. Because it's pretty hard to watch. I'm watching commentate at the same time and try to read chat. I have tried, but it's not the easiest thing. Easiest thing in the world to do. Oh, favorite cat? That is a very difficult. That's a very difficult question because they're all good cats. But I have to say, Coho Pons is the best cat. Coho Pons is a very lovely cat. Oh, my PB, I believe, is 23:30 something. Du- du- du. Yeah, I could double check, but around the 23:30 is my PB. Oh. I do not complain with all these cats in chat. These are some lovely cats.
I don't think I have any cat emotes. I know I've gotten a lot of gifts for September. Maybe I have something.
Let's see when race 3. Oh, I am getting ahead of myself. When race 2 starts and see how that one goes. Hopefully we will get a race 3. As they have started. We mentioned that the imps in the grove are, like, how they behave is random. This actually makes the grove one of the hardest areas in the speedrun. Because very few enemies in the run are random. So you needing to adopt to what they are doing and adapt, it can be very tough, and a lot of runs die in the grove.
Yep. No, I'm letting out some frustration on that wall. Oh, there they go in sync again. These sewage is absolutely crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're playing this tournament on easy because we wanted to basically get as many runners as possible. There are other difficulties at the game, and the most popular, I think the most active category is actually normal, which is the same as easy, except there are you have less health, and you don't start with the 2 special items that you have on easy mode. On hard, you have more enemies, and even less health. And on Insane, you have the same amount of enemies as Hard, and you only have 1 health.
Yeah. The descriptor for Insane is literally "don't even try this."
I really like Insane. It's a fun. I think it's a fun difficulty.
Oh no!
Doublestop misses the quick kill this time. Nhan misses it as well.
Misses it.
Yeah, and there you see the fairy on Nhan screen. The fairy can actually be faster than the quick kill if you're lucky.
Yeah.
But it seems like no one had that kind of luck today. Hey, I think easy has more runs, but I think normal is the more active category. But yeah, the items that you start with on easy is one item that slowly regens health for you, and one item which gives you more invincibility frames after being hit. And a detail to note about the healing item is that if you are healed during a boss fight in this patch, you actually can't get the special boss item that you get from not being hit. So that is one thing you need to keep in mind if you're playing on easy. Yeah, our runners are on Mocha. Mocha the big bully. Yeah, this is one of the fights where you need to be especially careful of not poisoning yourself with the pearl, Dia's pearl. Because this is one of the... Yeah, because of Mocha's small hitbox, you're often close to the poison clouds. And no dives for Doublestop, no dives for Nhan. So we'll see them move on to the subterranean graves. One thing to note about the graves as well is that there is a random enemy in this area as well. The bats. Yeah, the bats. They can spawn at any height in the room and move from one side to the other, but they always spawn from the opposite side of the room of where you are, and they only spawn when you are close to the edge of the room. So you always know when they are coming, but you don't know exactly at what height. So sometimes they can block you off completely and be very mean. And other times you don't even see them because they are off screen. So they can be pretty frustrating. But playing on easy, they are mostly a nuisance. But on insane or maybe hard, they can be a real threat to you.
Yeah, so also the garden key here. We didn't explain it, but one of the areas that you need to get into to fight, it's mainly the second Lubella fight. The only way you can get in there is, or not the only way, but the best way to get in there is by grabbing that key. So you take a bit of a path out of the way here in the grave to get that.
And Doublestop had a jellyfish on the screen with the bell, so that means, according to Momodora, what is it called?
Lore.
Momodora lore, speedrunning, fortune-telling lore, that kind of thing. It means that he will get a PB this run. So look forward to that!
That's totally it.
Yeah, because a new PB for him means a new world record. Because I believe he has the world record in this category.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, Heyo has pointed out that because he didn't get the quick kill, he is actually not going to get a PB. there is a very safe strat you can do on this boss, where you just sit in the corner and shoot arrows, which is very easy to learn and mostly for newer runners. But it's not a lot slower than the strat you're using right now, but it is 100% safe. So you can focus on learning more parts of the run instead of trying to grind out and perfect each boss.
Yep. Waiting for this wall to blow up. Dodging with the roll, very useful. I'm gonna be entering White Leaf soon.
Yeah. And the movement you're doing here underwater is very calculated in order to avoid those spinning spike thingies. Because if you do the movement correctly, you can get on a quick cycle, which both of them got, which saves a bit of time. And they are now moving into, or Doublestop is now entering their Lubella refight again. And we'll see. He did not get a dive, so he must be happy. Let's see if Nhan gets a dive. No. Nhan does not get a dive as either.
Yeah, at the point where double sparse thread should... Yeah. Cool. 2 sets and no dives is nice.
Yeah, if you play perfectly, the attack that both of them got where the orbs spawn from the floor is the best attack to get. Because if you play perfectly, you can make sure that the boss does not... that you kill the boss before she has a chance to do another attack. So if you get that attack, you know that she won't be able to dive. Oh, let's... It seems like Doublestop's screen. Okay, it's just it seems that it's just lagging.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There we go.
Oh. It seems like the spirit of Ducky is with Doublestop's stream today.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's back. Also, the cat sleeps. Very important.
Yeah, the cat idle animation is the cat sleeping. If you crouch as a cat, you
Prepare.
Yeah, you prepare to pounce, exactly. So yeah, one of the major positive things about this speedrun is that you're a cat, or you can be a cat. And also the roll animation is also very cute, but since they canceled the roll animation with melee attacks, you will sadly not see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part of the run is not very exciting. It is mostly just movement, like horizontal movement with very few enemies. So there's no risk, and you're just trying to run as fast as you can. Oh yeah, one interesting thing is that there are 3 enemies that are immune to arrows. 2 of them are the mini bosses, and the third is Lupiar in the fight in the I don't even remember the other names for the Royal Pinecone City. Royal Pina Colada, that's... How could I forget that very common name? But yeah, the boss in Royal Pina Colada.
But yeah, now back into this little small forest area to get the warping fragment.
Royal Piano Castle is another good name.
Royal Piano Castle, Royal Pinocchio is one.
Oh yeah, there are a lot of these I haven't heard actually.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I once made a joke with a cat who's in chat about coming up with joke names for the Pinacotheca and making it like a band name. It's wild. Turns out when you use really weird words that no one wants to say, you get great results.
Yeah. That's a thing to keep in mind when if you ever develop a game. Name something that is very hard to pronounce but can be pronounced similarly to other things, and people will have a good time. I see people mention that because Lubella cursed you into a cat, that she might be a cat. I would rather put Lubella as a very crazy cat lady. Like extremely crazy cat lady.
Furry, but you know, you can go with that one too. Because, you know, that's what I like to do to every character. Arsonist, though. Again, we'll see how this goes. This is... I like the word I used to describe this fight last race. This is a chaotic fight.
Yeah,
a
definitely.
lot goes on.
Yeah, it's true that we have a crazy cat lady in Cotillard. But Lubella is the extremely crazy cat lady.
Extreme.
Like, you don't get the power to curse someone to become a cat unless you're an extremely crazy cat lady.
Does that mean I have the curse to turn people into rabbits?
You might have. You might have.
Okay, cool.
If someone kills you, we will find out.
I think I accidentally used it on myself.
Oh.
I think Nhan accidentally equipped one of the easy mode items.
Yeah. That's one of the things, is that the menuing they do, you practice it quite a bit and it becomes muscle memory. But then you start playing on easy, and if you aren't used to it, you suddenly have 2 extra passive items, which you have to take in consideration when you're actually doing the menuing. Let's see, what is the cat? I see 3 black cats, and I see 2 white cats. 4 black cats! That's a lot of black cats.
That's my favorite.
What? Nhan gets 4 white cats instead? Oh, are they? Is this the Yin and Yang run?
I was gonna say that. Dang it.
Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Oh yeah, and this elevator that Nhan is in right now, that is my favorite elevator.
Why is this one your favorite elevator?
Because it looks so good. It looks like an actual elevator.
I'm glad that elevator, it has like a chair or something in it.
Yeah, it's a very fancy elevator.
So it's my favorite elevator too. And there goes Fennel.
She has such good music as well.
It's such a good theme, but we hear it for 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The music in this game is really nice. It's very good, or it sets the mood very nicely for most of the places. And the Royal Piano City has a very calming theme, in my opinion, which really helps you prepare for one of the most nerve-wracking fights, because the boss fight in Royal Piano City kills a lot of runs. And having the music to like calm your nerves before it's nice. But yeah, you can if you look closer, you'll see how active the movement is in this area. It's lots of jumps, some transformations between cat and human form, a lot of dashes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
and
in general.
Oh, hey, that was scary. The skeletons are very damaging too, so you don't have to worry about it too much when you're on easy and your health is already maxed. But like, you can take a lot of damage really quickly in this area, and it can become scary.
Yeah. Loudlock, I would argue that that is an expected Thanos, not an unexpected one. But yeah. Doublestop. I believe he did not get hit.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nhan gets through the first phase this time. He will probably get the heavy arrows.
Probably. Magnolia is not the hard part of this fight.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that's double heavy arrows.
Yeah, Magnolia, she doesn't move, or she has a teleport, but she doesn't move normally.
Yeah,
So she just stands still and tries to poke you.
Yeah, so as long as you stay a certain distance away, it's really not the biggest problem.
Yeah, because then you can just stand there and use arrows and watch her slowly die. Yeah. This race is closer than the last one because now Nhan didn't lose as much time on the Lugia fight, and they both have heavy arrows. So we'll see what happens in the castle. But as it's looking right now, it's Doublestop's race to lose with the lead he has right now. But who knows? He might make a mistake during the Queen fight, and then Nhan can easily catch up. Or what has happened during other races is that he might fall into spikes. That's not an uncommon thing to happen.
Alright, Angel time. At the end of this bridge. It's a very long bridge. I don't know why this bridge is so long.
Maybe the designers of the castle wanted to have room for expansion. So they built like 2 towers or 2 buildings far from each other. And like, yeah, we can expand on this someday. Doublestop enters not the longest elevator of the game, but the most deadly elevator of the game.
Oh yeah, this elevator is shorter than the one in Whiteleaf, isn't it?
Yeah. One thing to note about elevators is that once you have activated them, you cannot escape them until they are at their destination. So if you get up to the top, accidentally activate it so it starts going down, you have to ride that elevator all the way down again. And when you're playing on hard and insane, there is a skeleton at the top of that elevator who will drop down on you and say hello.
Yeah, that's always fun.
Doublestop gets through phase 1 and 2 very cleanly.
Alright. Jeez! That is a really good run from Doublestop, taking the victory here.
21-29. Yeah, 2 absolutely insane runs from Doublestop. Nhan had 2 really good runs.
Yeah, I mean, this run is awesome. What is that?
Yeah, really good runs does not cut it against Doublestop. He's just...
Yeah. That is, really good.
Oh, according to Heyo in chat, it says 1 second of world record in this category.
Yeah,
So that's how good this run is.
Easy is not the most competitive of the categories, I'd say. But that was just ridiculous. And yeah, with that, that's a 2-0 victory for Doublestop.
Yeah. It's a 2-0, but yeah, it's a very close 2-0.
Yeah, it just shows that
with
even
insane
though
runs from
Nhan
Doublestop.
is an incredible player, you really have to bring even if you bring your best game and you're going against Doublestop, it's going to be a challenge.
And yeah, both runners got a 21-minute time on that second race, and though yeah, just getting a 21 is in of itself really, really good.
Yeah. So with that, that's Doublestop's gonna be moving on to the end of the tournament. That's the grand finals entrance for Doublestop. Meanwhile, Nhan is going to be moving it down to the last match of the losers bracket, which means that gotta wait a few matches, but the next round for Nhan will be against either, looking at the remaining participants, we have either Heyo, Navix, or Zoth, which is going to be a great opponent for Nhan.
Yeah, looking on the leaderboard, there are only 3 people that have a 21-minute time. It's Doublestop, Heyo, and Nhan. So yeah, 21-minute times are very rare in the community.
Yeah, that's just incredible to see a double 21 in a race. Possibly one of the best races that has happened.
Yeah. So, shall we get the runners in here for some post-race commentary?
You can. I personally am on a bit of a time crunch, so if you would like to do interviews with the racers, you might have to do it solo.
Yeah, if you need to go, then you can go. I can finish up.
Yeah, I can bring them in here for you, but with that, I've got to go, so thank you for having me, and I'm going to let Dream Fox take these 2.
Yeah, so just gonna lure them in here first. Or it seems that Lori is handling it for me. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Oh. Okay, here we have both our runners here today. First, congratulations, Doublestop, for 2 really good runs.
Thank you.
And then Nhan for 2 good, also 2 really good runs, but sadly not good enough.
Yeah, that's what we were saying in the other chat. It's like, imagine going into this, getting a 21 in a race and still losing.
Yeah, that's just insane. And you almost got a world record during a race as well. Yeah, that's it's just insane. So how did you feel about your runs today, Doublestop?
I felt good about them. They were good. I didn't make any like big movement mistakes or anything. I got 2 gold splits, so I can't really complain.
Oh, that's nice. So what's your sum of best down to now?
2055.
2055. So the dream is alive for a 20 time, sometime maybe.
Possibly. It'll be quite the grind to get it, though.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, anything else you want to say about the run or the tournament? Because you're moving on to the grand finals if we need to have one of those.
Well, I mean, we have to have grand finals.
Yeah,
mandatory.
That's true.
It just remains to be seen who my opponent will be. I mean, based on the race today, I would say Nhan's pretty likely to get up there. I don't
Yeah,
think anyone else has even gotten to 21 in the tournament other than us two now.
yeah. There are only 3 runners in total who have 21 times. It's you two and Heyo.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty
yeah,
much between Heyo and Nhan.
yeah. And because Nhan will be dropping down into the bracket of alternate success, where he can battle his way up to the grand finals again. Yeah. So Nhan, how do you feel about your runs today?
I mean, that first one was a disaster. Honestly, I don't even remember what happened. It's blocked out of my memory at this point. But,
To be fair, a lot of it was bad RNG.
yeah,
Because Frida teleported at least 4 times. The second fight against Lubella, she did the dive right at the start. Yeah. And then you had the rare case where Lupiar was very far to the right and you accidentally dashed into her.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that, but I got hit anyway.
Yeah, it's a very difficult situation when that happens.
Yeah.
Then you did get then you did die once to Queen.
At that point, it didn't matter anymore. But it was like
it was already over.
It was like salt to the wound.
Yeah,
It made it worse. And then I don't know. The second row was good.
Yeah,
I still lost.
Yeah, that's the insane part. The second run was really good, but the Doublestop's run was really, really good. It's just can't beat Doublestop. It seems when he's playing like this.
Yeah, he decided not to pull out his 23s today.
Yeah.
Left those recordings on the table. I have to make some new ones for this round.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch because especially at the start of the first race, you were so in sync that we were wondering if did they actually put up two streams or we were looking at the same stream? Because like both of you got hit by the imp when after you grabbed the first chest, and yeah.
Oh yeah.
You were extremely in sync. It was very fun to watch. Yeah. Do you have anything else to say, Nhan?
Not really. Did we both miss a quick kill like both times?
No. Doublestop got the quick kill first. The first race. The second race, both of you missed it.
Ay,
indeed.
My fairy wasn't even nice to me either.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that will be it for today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you both very much for racing and congratulations. Times.
Thank you for doing commentary. I hope it was exciting to watch.
Yeah, it was definitely very exciting to watch.
I mean, just based on the times, I imagine the second race was pretty tight.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I guess this will be it for us today. We will have another race on Sunday. Let's see the schedule.
I think it's at 2 p.m. Eastern.
2:30 p.m. Eastern on Sunday between Navix and Heyo. So, and which will be very fun. So yeah,
it should be a good race also.
Yeah, come watch us then again if you want to see some more Momodora racing. Otherwise, if you want to learn about the game or the speedrun, we have a Momodora Discord channel, which you are very welcome to join and ask any questions in. Otherwise, thank you all for watching. Thank you for racing. And thank you, Speed Gaming, for hosting this. Goodbye for today. Yeah, definitely. Post cats in this Discord. We have a channel specifically for cat pictures. You're very much welcome to share cat pictures there. Yeah, this is it for now. Goodbye.